welcome to Life's Beating Heart. My name is Matthew, and today I'm going to do a card reading for you. And I'm going to just have fun with it this time. I'm going to be experimenting a little bit myself with a new deck here I got recently. This is called the This Might Help Oracle deck. It's based on the Tarot deck, but it's an Oracle deck. And then I'm going to actually use these tea leaf fortune cards. These are a bit of an older set. I've had these for a while. I don't always actually like using these necessarily. Well, here's the thing about the tea leaf cards. They're very realistic, okay? It's quite a mixed bag. Very, about half the energies, or a third of the energies maybe. A third of the energies are very positive. A third are perhaps neutral. And a third are what you might consider negative energies, negative circumstances, but that's life, right? That's kind of actually like realistic. I know when people come to card readings, they don't necessarily want to hear about negative things. But if any negatively oriented messages do come up, please understand that this is your spirit team trying to give you guidance for how best to navigate these situations, because they are part of our life as well. Okay. So actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to first pull a few of the tea leaf cards, and then I'm going to actually clarify them with the new Oracle clarifying deck. This might help. It's a tarot, it's an Oracle deck meant specifically for doing clarification. So that's kind of my idea here. Thank you very much for sitting through this little intro, by the way, where I explain to you kind of what we're doing. So these tea leaf cards are rather awkward to shuffle in the hand, so I'm not going to shuffle them at all. I just split the deck into 4 piles here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to just take the top card of each of the 4 here, and then we're going to roll from here. All right, so let's see. You have the carriage, a journey, either physical or mental. All right. You have fair woman, dealings or relationships with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. All right. Let's see. You have rainbow. The most difficult part of a situation is over. All right. And what else? We have desk. Pay attention to your work. All right. So let's try and clarify these and get a little bit more specific advice for you in regards to these situations here from your spirit guides, angels, ancestors. What kind of advice for the viewer here today? Let's clarify first the carriage. What about this journey, either physical or mental? Let's clarify this journey here for the viewer. Is there any information that they need to know about this right now? What does the viewer need to know right now about this journey? Okay. Interesting. So you have 2 cards. You got the uncarved pentacle and the crossed keys. So the crossed keys, I do believe it relates to the Hierophant, and it talks about something being a key to a certain situation here. So it's something about solving a problem or understanding a mystery. So something about going on a journey will kind of be the key to unlock the resolution of a different situation in your life here. And then the uncarved pentacle, it's the 8 of Pentacles, right? And it talks about the potential of a blank canvas. So let's see, what does it say here? Yeah, the huge potential of a situation. Do not let the vast array of options or the fear of failure stop you from going for it. Interesting. All right. So there's something here about going on a journey. There's something here that has a lot of untapped potential here for you, and it's might actually be the key to resolving something in your life, or the key towards the next phase of your entire journey here, your larger life journey. This might be the key for you here. Which it can be either the going on the journey or something that will like happen to you in the process. But there's something here like maybe there could be a bit of fear or anxiety coming up, because it did sort of mention that in the uncovered pentacle, not letting the fear of the especially if something has like a large amount of potential and you can sort of sense that can in itself inspire a little bit of fear and anxiety. But what the cards here are suggesting that the journey for you will absolutely be worthwhile to go on. So however that resonates with you, that's the piece of advice that came in regards to that. There's a lot of potential here, and it could really be the key to something important for you here. So you should take that. So next, let's clarify the fair woman. So dealings or relationships with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair, or perhaps fair skin, but not necessarily. Okay. Let's see. Clarify the fair woman. What does the viewer need to know? What does the viewer need to know? Oh, we got one. Popped out. All right. You got the victory wreath in regards to the fair woman. Let's show you this here. Like this, the fair woman and the victory wreath. Now, what this victory wreath talks about, it relates with the Six of Wands and the celebration that can come from being successful at something. But there's kind of a question here about your motivations or intentions. With the victory wreath, what it's kind of asking you here is like, why? What is your intention here with the involvement with this woman, or what are this woman's intentions here with you? Kind of like what we're looking at here. You're acting out of a desire to gain something, yes. So it actually would evaluate if the motivations for seeking this goal are genuine, realistic, and worthwhile. Mm-hmm. Right. So there's something here about when in interaction with this fair woman. So you're gonna have to be honest with yourself and put yourself in the situation as it applies to you. But either you or this woman, or perhaps both of you, are seeking to gain something out of the situation. So you're gonna have to be able to, evaluate the realisticness of your hopes and expectations there. Like, is there actually the real possibility to be victorious in this situation, or is there the potential that someone's trying to use somebody, or somebody has a sort of wrong idea about what's going on in the situation? So just to be aware in this interaction, just to keep in the background, the sort of mindset of like, what are the deeper motivations here, and like, what are you hoping to gain from the situation? Just to keep that in mind. Okay. Next, we have the rainbow. Let's clarify the rainbow. The most difficult part of a situation is over. Let's see, what else can we get? More information for the viewer. What about the most difficult part of the situation is over? Or, oh, okay. You got the double-edged sword. Interesting. So The most difficult part of a situation is over, and the double-edged sword. So what that's kind of telling me is, although the most difficult part of a situation is over, you have to sort of allow yourself to see that clearly, because the double-edged sword kind of represents the mind, the nature of the mind, how the mind can cut both ways. The same mind that can, serve you in an analytical sense, and be a wonderful tool, can also cut you and hurt you. You can harm your own self with your thought processes just as much as you can serve yourself. So there's something here about the having the proper mindset, or gaining a certain amount of like clarity, um, or just maybe even just reminding yourself, maybe just sitting, taking a moment, like if you haven't, you know, taken a moment to breathe and like just sit with yourself for a moment and acknowledge the fact that the past difficulties that you have gone through are over now, and you're not actually in that moment anymore, and you don't necessarily have to carry the same types of thought processes that you were having, that helped you get through the difficulties. You don't have to necessarily carry those same thought processes going forward here, because now you don't need those anymore. You're already out of the difficult situation. So maybe you can put down the sword if you don't have to, if you're not in the battle anymore, if you know what I'm saying. You get my meaning there. Okay. So that's kind of the message I'm getting with that. And then the last card, let's see, the desk. It's about paying attention to your work. Let's clarify the desk with paying attention to your work. What is the message here for the viewer today? What your spirit guides, angels, ancestors want to tell you about your work. Let's see. Okay. We have the Ouroboros. This is the little icon, the theme, the picture on the pack, the deck, on the box. Picture on the box, the Ouroboros. The snake eating its own tail. So that's connected with the world card. Now there's something here about cycles of time. Yeah, it's part of a cycle of destruction and rebirth. All things are connected and will come around again, right? So it's talking about the idea of the kind of the laws of nature, and the cyclical nature of reality, and the cyclical nature of time. And so when it comes to like paying attention to your work here, um, so there could be a few different messages. There could be something on the more mundane level. This could be about like bringing a little bit more efficiency, paying attention to how you're using your time when you're at work, how your how your workflow is, your cycles and systems that you have for executing and doing your work. On a larger level, there's something here about, perhaps this could be for some of you a message of shifting and changing from one area of work or career path to another, because it is the world card, so it talks about like a major cycle ending and changing and a new cycle beginning. So that could be a message for some of you, potentially, that a larger scale directional change. Oh my goodness, my nose is so itchy. Ah! You're fucking crazy. Only when I'm doing the reading too, like not before or after I do the reading. Oh, I'm sorry for that outburst. My goodness. It's really driving me crazy, the nose itch though. Wow. So pay attention to your work. Pay attention to your work. So, and then there's something about the potentially the recycling of things from the past. So you're is there any way that work things you've done for work or career, or work experience or skills, professional skills that you have previously gained, um, maybe like way back in your resume, depending how old you are, but like previous skills, things that have been in your past cycles, is there a way that you could now recycle those energies and bring them forward into your career in a new way, like bring a new life to them? So like, for example, let's say you've had like, 5 different, significantly different like career paths over your life. Um, and now you're in this next cycle, you're sort of taking important skills that you've learned from each one of those 5 and sort of integrating them into your next journey, your next cycle here. Something like that kind of idea. Is there a way that you can like recycle the energy of the past and put it towards your work in a new way, like rebirth the past? Um, yeah, recycling the energy into something, a new form of life again, bringing some life back into it again. Interesting. Okay, so there you go. There's 4 disparate but perhaps connected messages for you here. So I hope that was interesting or helpful for you. If it was, please click the like button. Comment down below if you have something to say. I always like reading your comments. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I love you. Thanks for visiting me. And until next time, for more words from the heart.